Well, here we are at Enlit, the first day. It's my pleasure to be chatting with Jennifer Porto, our moderator for the keynote. The sun's shining, the room was full. What were your first impressions of the keynote today?
Well, Nigel, I have to say the energy in the summit, in that Evolve stage, was absolutely incredible. I think that it was a standing room only audience. The energy coming from the audience was absolutely fantastic, and it was a very buoying experience.
Yeah, I'm glad you felt that way. And we had some great keynote speakers. I'm sure we'll touch on those, and a super panel discussion. But my feeling was that they all left the audience with some positive outlook, that we're on a sort of cusp of change. What were the most impressive things that stood out for you?
I think what stood out for me the most was how, like you just said, everyone in the room is really committed. I can see right here, connect, inspire, evolve. And I think that everyone is taking those words as action words to connect, to inspire people and to evolve. And really, the time for talking is maybe has come to a close, and now people really want to do, people really want to act. And I think that was the biggest takeaway for me.
Absolutely. So innovation was one of the themes that you brought out in the panel discussion. What did we learn about the panelists' views on innovation?
Well, we learned that they are actually also thinking about innovation. Of course, I prepared a panel discussion before I knew what the keynote speakers, and so of course I was so excited when Gwenelle Avis-Huet from Schneider Electric, she got up, she started talking about the Draghi report, and the first thing she said was innovation, innovation, innovation. That's what's key. And we heard the same exact thing from Greg Jackson, we heard the same exact thing from Gianni Vittorio Armani as well.
Yeah. Greg Jackson linked innovation with, economic growth, which, that was, I think, a real inspirational aspect of it. From innovation, you challenged them to comment on the workforce challenge, the training, the jobs. What did you think of the comments that you got then?
I think they were great. I think one of the things that we always need to work on is, well, how are we going to do it? We know we need to reskill, we know we need to upskill, we know we need to attract talent, but how are we going to do it? And it's my hope that the next 3 days of the conference also bring really concrete ideas for how we're going to reskill, upskill, and attract new workers.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big theme throughout Enlit, and on the closing day we're going to have a think tank where we're going to brainstorm some great, hopefully get some great ideas to present to the industry. We haven't mentioned Sergey Zuev from DTEC, who was our special guest. Tell us about what he brought to the event.
I think what he brought to the event was something that is occasionally missing, which is a really pressing issue, which is, this is someone who, despite what's happening in his home country of Ukraine, is still talking about the energy transition, is still talking about the importance of making this transition happen. It's been a long time since Russia invaded Ukraine, and the war is still going on, and you still have incredible people there working really hard to make sure that this can happen.
Yeah, it's a sobering reminder, of the realities of the world we face, the things we take for granted, which, not necessarily the case there. And I think it's important that DTEC are here, reminding people about that and looking for help. Let's be honest, and let's hope the energy industry, responds.
Yeah, I really loved how at the end he said, we're looking for cooperation, we're looking for partnerships, come speak to me, because I think that's also what events like Enlit Europe are all about, the opportunity to really connect with people.
Just on the customer side, because Greg Jackson sort of made it quite personal in a way. He showed us a picture of his family and to sort of emphasize the need for us to connect with customers. What impressed you about that aspect?
What impressed me about that is that, we're here for business. We're here in our professional capacity, but each of us is, we're humans. We have families. We have people that we care about. And the fact that this isn't just about business. We talk a lot about saving the planet, but really what we're talking about is saving human existence, and we're talking about saving our children's lives. And I think that the courage to say that is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I found encouraging was that, the emphasis on the energy transition isn't always it's not just about the planet. It actually can deliver economic good and benefits, for society and for individuals. And I think Octopus and Kraken have demonstrated that considerably with the way in which they interact with customers. So I think there's a lot more of that to come. We wrapped up by asking from each of the panelists a message for the Enlit community. I don't expect you to remember them all, but innovation was definitely one.
Innovation was there.
Yeah.
We also talked a little bit about action, like let's do things, and
delivery.
Delivery, exactly,
That
delivery.
was Duarte Bello's point. Ana Lafuente obviously talking about grids, and the need to set goals to achieve smart grids and digitalization. Digitalization being a bit of a theme throughout the whole thing. Greg, his emphasis was on electrification. Not surprisingly, and Gianni Armani, I think, he kind of brought it all together because he said cooperation was what was required in order to make all this happen. It was a great start. Thank you for your superb moderation, and we're looking forward to 3 exciting days to come.
Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to them too. It was great to be here. I'm so excited for the next 3 days.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thanks, Nigel.
Well, for more insights like this, information and interviews, connect with us at enlit.world and the Enlit community.